Well, hello everybody out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, I'm gonna pull up the screen. Oh, mighty Ilus. Gonna have a little update on it. We're gonna talk about whether it's time to buy the dip, what I'm doing, and let's get into Ilus. But first, we're gonna talk about what's going on in the market. All right, well, the market's been improving a lot after that huge dip yesterday morning. It went really down, and I got to buying some various stocks. We'll talk about that in a minute, but doesn't seem like things are going so well for Russia and Ukraine. I think they're running into some problems. It's not going as smoothly as they thought. It actually surprised me. I thought this thing wouldn't last but a few days, but Ukraine seems to be fighting back, so we'll see what happens with that. But one big positive thing is this Rona seems to be really going down, and as you can see here from this chart, we've gone from as high as almost 1 million cases per day. We're down to a 7-day average of 86,000. So we've had about a 90% drop, and it's still dropping. It's a falling knife, and that's a falling knife we like. So it looks like the Rona is really becoming less of a problem, and we may get back to some sort of normal. That would be great for Ilus and the rest of the world. And finally, in the market, the one big negative is inflation. Inflation's terrible. Again, I went to the grocery store today. It's just ridiculous. Just stupid things like paper towels that you used to be able to buy 3 for a couple of bucks. Now it's like $5. So paper products have gone up like 100%, and everything's up huge. Meat's ridiculous, and I'm telling you, at some point, the American people are going to put their foot down. They're not going to put up with this forever. They just won't. It's the one thing they absolutely will not tolerate, and this is probably going to happen.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time. People are just not going to put up with it. The gas prices, this Ukraine thing's going to push them up even further, which is going to push up everything else. So that's an issue. But at least we've got the Rona on the tail end of it, and I think that is as big as anything out there. Now let's take a look at the Ilus chart. As you can see, the last time we talked about Ilus, I think it was up in this area. And I said if it dropped down into 11 cents, I would be grabbing it. And I missed it the first time because I was out of town, but it did fall down into the 11 cent. I think it was yesterday morning, and I bought it. And actually, I tried to buy it twice. And the thing that aggravates the crap out of me about the OTC is when you buy, first of all, you got to pay $5. I don't like that. But secondly, you've got to put in a limit order as far as the price you're willing to pay and all that. You can't just buy it as market price. And then you got to sit there and wait for the stupid thing to close the position, and actually you bought the stock. And sometimes it doesn't close, even if you put a higher price up. So in my regular account, I picked up a bunch of shares. Then I tried to pick up a bunch in my Roth IRA, and I thought, hey, I'm above it. It'll close. Never did. Sat there with an open order the whole time at 11 cents. So I did pick it up at 11 cents and a little tiny bit more in the regular account, but not in the Roth, which just irritated the crap out of me. And now it's sitting at 15 cents because I was considering swing trading that or holding it long. So I have increased my position on Ilus, but not as much as I thought I had completed. And that's the second time that's happened with Ilus. It also happened to me down around 6 cents long ago, which actually was a favor to me because I wound up buying at 5. This was months ago. But it's still aggravating because now I'd like to have that 6 cent. So that is life in the OTC, one of the many frustrations of dealing with penny stocks. I don't have all day to wait. I'm sitting there trying to buy other stocks. I was buying Cardano. I was buying Planet 13. I was trying to buy Facebook. I was trying to buy Ilus. I was trying to buy Palantir, and I missed those because I was busy dealing with all these other stocks, and those ran up, and I should have bought them in pre-market. I should have bought Palantir in pre-market, and I should have bought Lucid in pre-market. It was at 22, and now it's at like 25 or 26. So, that's another one. I don't like buying in pre-market because it's another hassle. So, have I gotten all my complaining out? Yes, I believe I have. All right, I'm satisfied. Now I can move on. Now with Ilus, one of the things that's been irritating the crap out of Nick Link is the T-trades, and he thinks that happened from GPL, that GPL Ventures, where they had a note with them that was an old note, and they keep diluting those shares in order to convert into money for their company. But, I'm sure Nick would have liked to have redone that debt, and it's really aggravated the crap out of him. So he's still complaining about that. which I understand it's about driven him crazy, but because he hates dilution. The guy absolutely hates dilution. And if you don't think he does, this came out almost a year ago, April 5th, where he said, my holding company holds 390 million common shares, all the preferred A, D, and E shares. We've not sold a single share and do not have plans to sell any. Rest assured our interests are mutually aligned. He doesn't want dilution. He hates it. And all of his actions and words and letters to the shareholders have stated that, and it's been pretty clear. And he even had a short report come out on him over these preferred Ds. But fortunately, because he was months ahead of that, and I don't think the short report person realized that this had already been put out and that we knew about it, so it didn't affect the stock at all at the time. But anyway, I think that he thinks that hopefully is over with GPL. You know, time will tell. And it's hard to know for sure because the OTC markets has not updated the outstanding share count. It still shows 1.2 billion. But when you go to other sites like this one, you can see it shows 1.03 billion. And that may very well be the actual number because I remember JP Backwell saying they were close to around $1 billion at the time where they had reworked some of those shares. But until, you know, they either come out with it or we see it on the OTC, I'm still a little bit frustrated by that. I don't like seeing two different numbers. I prefer the OTC markets website because that's what I typically go to. But this certainly says 1.03. And remember, this is a profitable company. This is not your typical OTC stock that's losing money, and hopefully one day in the future, years from now, it'll start making money. That's not the way this company's set up. They're buying mature companies that are profitable, and then they bring their synergies in, like Bullhead, for example, that's already up 200% their first quarter over the year before. They come in and they build that business up with all their connections. And it's called value added and it's called synergy, and they seem to be pretty good at it. So we'll see how this all plays out. But let's look at what's going on with them big long-term plans. We know about this European deal they're working on, and I don't know if this Ukraine thing will slow that down or not. It may very well. We know it's been approved according to Nick Link and JP Backwell, but you know it has not come out in a press release. So we're still waiting on that. The share reduction, we know they were trying to get well under 1 billion. Now they're trying to get to 1 billion because of the GPL. We know they're working on those 10 possible acquisitions. Look like they're probably going to do about 3 per quarter. So quite a few of these acquisitions are happening. We know about the drones, Vera drones. We also know about the metaverse deal they cut. We also know the preferred shares are being used for acquisitions, which is fairly typical, and they are restricted for approximately 2 years, most of them according to Nick Link. We know about their water mist technology. They use that in virtually everything, and it's really a cool product. We've covered that a lot. The discussions with Tesla about compartment fires, et cetera, using the mist technology. And then, of course, we just discussed the Vera drones, and they may end up getting a $60 million sale of 100 drones. They're in discussions about pre-order on that. So, like I said, I told you in the thumbnail that I would tell you what I've done, and I did buy at 11 cents. And like I said, I was trying to gobble it all up. Yep, trying to. I only got half of that Jell-O though, so I'm a little bit frustrated. And you know what a tightwad I am. I wanted it at 11 cents. It's not a bad buy right now, long term, I don't think, but I like to get it cheap. That's just how I roll. It is what it is. So I'm just going to continue to watch this stock closely. Like I said, if we get another pullback or two, I'll just keep buying. It's up 20% today. That's awesome. If it does pull back again, I'll buy some more. I do want you to remember, I practice a 10% rule. Only 10% of my portfolio is in OTC stocks, but I do have a lot of dry powder right now because I've been moving into cash over the last several months because this market is just, it's freaky. It's not comfortable, and it has not been for a very long time, especially in the OTC. It's very dangerous. But you know what? Let me bring out the assistant.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
That's right, danger, Will Robinson. But it is what it is. I feel good about this stock, and I'm going to continue to nibble and bite, and when it goes down real low, I'll gobble up. But, you know, that's my thing. It's your money. You do what you want. But I'm pretty comfortable with this stock so far from what I've seen. And if anything changes, you know, I'll adjust accordingly. But right now, I feel good about it. All right, folks, and that's Ilus today. Just a little update, and wanted to kind of let you know what I was up to, and I feel good about it long term. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Ilus. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. What else? It doesn't cost you anything. But anyway, I hope you did like the content, and we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.